Hello, all. You are tuned in to We Are Live.
Good morning and hello. It's Chris Dem and Travis Terrell live on Facebook. And thanks if you're tuning in on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever Travis has uploaded the podcast. Maybe even Stitcher. We have Stitcher listeners, Travis. Don't forget that.
We have Stitcher listeners.
On the show today, live from Grand Center, Mid-Coast Studio, we'll have Brendan Schaefer. You know him from KMOV. He writes sports like hockey, baseball, but we're also going to talk Game of Thrones with him, maybe some hair care.
Wait, are we allowed to talk Game of
Discussion.
Thrones? It's been 48 hours. Is it okay now? Oh, just spoiler.
Some
Should we
people
wait
have
another
lives.
18 months for people to catch up on 16 episodes?
If you want to text in and be ignored, 314-669-1431. We'll get to fair fouls and other things, maybe even a Travu today. But first, let's say hello to Chris Gardner. Good
Where
morning,
is it?
Chris.
Hey, get it. Wait,
Am I a baby?
baby, you baby Gardner. Because you got that baby face.
Alcoholic Thor does not have a baby face.
Damn.
Yeah. From yesterday's show, if you missed it. We've got descriptions up now.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen.
Why is this a thing?
Do it.
And good morning to my fucking wall.
Whoa!
Those listening,
Whoa!
those listening and
This is
live
pretty
streaming
edgy.
in church this morning are
Did
going
we
to have
get-
to tune out.
Did we get picked up by Netflix? This is pretty edgy.
Here I am,
Oh
Lord.
no, this is an edgy show. This show has edge to it.
it. Lord.
Gardner, I'm going to let it slide because you had a big night last night on the Cardinals. This is the lead story. On the Cardinals broadcast, one Daniel Truman McLaughlin.
I don't think that's his name.
Probably not right.
I don't think that's correct.
Henderson McLaughlin.
Pretty Irish.
Lafroy is Scottish.
Ooh, no. What is
No.
that name? Is that a name even?
I don't think
Danny Jameson McLaughlin.
that's it.
McGregor McLaughlin.
Okay. Well, now you're just giving him more than what he probably
Duffy
deserves. That's not-
McLaughlin.
You don't have to
Duffy.
get.
That's if he was a member of St. Louis Country Club.
Duffy. Big night for you, Gardner. I'll tell you why. The Cardinals did win a baseball game,
Yeah, that was
of
nice.
which you're not allowed to cover professionally anymore. A
Well,
lot of
I'm
people
with-
got podcasts.
I'm
Gardner.
with untraditional media.
That's what you get with your untraditional ass.
I just wanted to highlight this. We had a moment.
Plus,
in a
they were
movement.
in D.C. I should say that too, so I wouldn't have.
Been able to cover it anyway.
Well,
so
you-
yesterday,
we can complain nonetheless.
Yeah,
you can
true.
Skype
this
in.
Is true. This
last
is true.
night during the Cardinals broadcast,
you wanna
what
take it?
happened? I mean, you guys are
Hey,
sitting up
anxiety! hit the bricks with your Parkway North
man,
9 days in a row shirt.
Here y'all go again. Can't stay on topic. You brought up Dan McLaughlin for a reason. Let's get to why you brought up Dan
No,
McLaughlin.
you got it.
Dan McLaughlin, who is the broadcaster for the
Said it
St. Louis
wrong.
Cardinals,
McLaughlin.
was calling the game last night. The Cardinals had a relief pitcher come in from the bullpen. As some may know, the Nationals have a bullpen cart, and the players are allowed to use the bullpen cart to come to the mound. I think a couple of the Cardinals elected to do it. One did not. Nevertheless,
That was really an interesting description.
Danny Mack took the time throughout the broadcast to explain how everyone should have to use the bullpen cart in all 30 teams in the Major League Baseball.
Well, the bullpen cart was there for Giovanni Gallegos to take advantage of, and he did not. He elected not to be driven in by the bullpen cart. He's our Chevy called to the pen. And that's disappointing to me.
It's a nice bullpen car.
Well, it needs to be instituted.
Should
in
it be
every-
mandatory, you think?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think you should just have to take, because that's the worry, actually, is somebody's going to give you a little stuff for taking it. But if you had to,
You got to do it. You take advantage of it.
I'd love to.
The bullpen cart needs to be brought back in every Major League city.
There it is. Danny Mack pushing the carte blanche movement.
He has for a while now, and it's much appreciated.
Big play for you last night, my friend.
Anytime it comes up, and I was wondering if it was a possibility. I figured it could be a possibility with them being in Washington that we would encounter this again, and so that's it's always nice to hear
Put a
it.
little cart sticker on your calendar.
Ooh, that's a nice idea. Actually, stay tuned for my new electric scooter helmet that
Oh,
we
boy.
got coming out
Oh,
this
sweet
week.
Jesus,
Stay
help us.
tuned. And I did wear carte blanche today.
Nice.
By Jack in the house. You know who else supports Carte Blanche? Getaway Carts. They're a local business specialized in the
nice.
sales, service, and customization of golf carts. You name it, they can and have done it at GAC. They pride themselves on living up to the tagline and hashtag of Carte Blanche and customized without limits. That's Getaway Carts, sponsor of We Are Live. You got
Getaway carts, vroom, vroom. Hey, move out of the way, kid.
At least it wasn't Grandma this time.
Grandma didn't get out of the way.
Oh, no.
Do you think Sean Doolittle was disappointed in Gallegos not taking the bullpen cart?
Sean Doolittle, the face of the movement
He
from the
is.
player side.
Yes, he is.
And even before we had branded the movement carte blanche, some years ago, Sean Doolittle had the article in the Players Tribune, 2015, I believe, 9 things I'd like to ride to the mound. And
What? There's more.
he
I'm sorry.
he is just he is a gem. He is a fun guy to talk to. You can talk to him about more than just baseball too. So I appreciated him last year talking to me about the carte blanche movement when I was in the Nationals clubhouse when they were in town, and he's got a shirt now too. So he's supporting the movement.
Can I make a suggestion? Because many of you may know I have a background in government. I was one of the many people who basically took care of your tax dollars and utilized it properly to take care of our communities.
And this is why people don't vote Democrat.
That's probably very true. With that being said, here's what you should do. You need to raise money for an extensive study in regards to fan and player happiness in the stadiums where the cart is available. Then present said report to the DeWitts, and I believe that would be enough information for them to put you over the top to finally have carte blanche.
You would literally
arrive at their
have
stadium.
an entire just warehouse full of golf carts that you could research over at Getaway. You could go call Joe. Joe, we need to do a little R&D.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
You
what
got to say R&D.
you gotta say it like that.
Here's what I think, though, Travis, is that sounds nice. I don't know if that's the way to get to Cardinals ownership, though,
Okay.
or the higher ups. It has to be about money. That's what it's got to be.
How to make it?
Yes.
That's so easy to.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the presentation should be. Do people still do PowerPoint? Is that still a thing?
I think
Or have they moved on from something
It's
that...
hologram.
See,
Yeah, and renderings. Hologram and renderings, player.
renderings would be very nice. I would love to do a hologram presentation. I don't know anybody that could help me with... Well, I do know one person.
Uh-oh. Is it Joey Hologram?
No?
Okay.
No, it is
DeMarcus hologram
Could it be him too?
no,
from Lansing, Michigan.
Thank you.
Dr. Lambertus Hesselink of Stanford University.
I
serious.
ain't seen half the link in a minute.
I've interviewed him in the past about the possibility of using holograms for strike zones in baseball.
Okay.
Like actual holograms that you can see while in your seat.
This is 6 years sober.
So that's, I mean, I guess I do know a guy. A guy who's at the forefront of holography technology.
Holography.
Oh boy, did you just hear that word?
He's using it for much better things in the world right now, however. I don't know if he's...
Got
But
time
I've
for it.
talked to him before about stuff. I'm sure he could help point me in the right direction.
No,
of
but it
how
is-
to present. Because I think, really, I've said the Cardinals should use holograms to present to free agents.
Oh boy.
Like if you
that's-
really
that's a
want to
whole nother animal. We
get
don't have to
ahead
go
of the
there.
game
We don't
here,
have to
you
do
want to
that.
show them.
Eno Slaughter saying hi to Dexter Fowler.
I don't know if you want that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might. I mean, country. I don't know if you want that. He's not the guy pitching to Dexter.
No, I wouldn't pick him.
Yeah.
Probably not that era.
Be somebody else.
Yeah, we want to kind of move a little bit forward. Maybe go to the '80s Cardinals. Maybe a little young Vince Coleman action that can help. But
So, I mean, it's easy, like you said, to find a sponsor for something like that, and there's many ways to make it work.
So it sounds like, so it's very clear that Danny Mack, who often speaks for the organization, is speaking positively towards the movement.
Yes.
So having that voice is huge. You heard Brad Thompson come along as well. You heard him on the broadcast essentially say, yeah, I think you're right, Danny
Brad
Mack.
Thompson's on board.
So,
And he's, I mean, he's the co-host of a very highly rated sports talk show here in town, the Fastlane.
And the Nationals, they bring in a lot of money as a baseball organization. They're one of the top 5, top 7 baseball organizations that, you know, fans come out in droves, so they have a great fan
Be
base.
careful about that.
Okay. But the fact of the matter is, the movement is in a place that maybe we need to take it to one more level.
Yeah,
and I have an idea.
It's at a decent. It's maybe a little stagnant right now
I think I have a
because
way
we
to
haven't
boost it.
added any carts this year.
I just posted a link to a red one
Did you?
in the comments from Getaway Carts. You make your own.
How about this?
Customize without limits.
How about this? I don't know if you've heard about this, but I'm going to New York to work with the fine folks at Sesame Street, and I've developed this character named
really?
Detective Charlie.
Yeah.
And Charlie likes to get around. She has her own time machine. But I was thinking when Charlie gets to her destination in time, she's going to need a ride around wherever she is in order to discover the clues to save the future.
Oh,
What if Detective Charlie was driving around in a cart?
that would
If
help.
it was the
Bullpen
70s
cart.
at the Astrodome, it would make sense.
She would blend right in.
Uh-huh.
Just saying, man. We're going to take this to
A
New York.
crossover?
We're taking this to New York City, baby. That's
The
right.
most ambitious
Yes.
crossover of all time.
Yes. Detective
Two
Charlie and Carte Blanche coming together to save the future.
Big Bird driving, the Carte Blanche movement.
I'm just saying, man. I know
Fredbird's
some
been no
people.
help.
I know some people. I know some Ernies. I know some Berts. So I'm just saying, hey, I'm walking here down the street.
Yeah.
Hey, my homie Oscar. Hey, hand me that pizza with pepperonis on it.
Of course. Always pepperonis.
Huh?
What about Capicola?
Put some capicola on it, huh? Roll it in your deli sandwich. Oh, look at me, huh? No soup for you, right?
This is the part where the intern taking notes literally goes to bed. Oh, they're doing this.
These pretzels are making me thirsty, huh?
He's doing Seinfeld
What you
lines
do?
now.
You doing? You're the king of Queens. Are you the king of Queens?
Did you ever watch that show?
I did.
Never seen it. Heard it was funny.
It was pretty good.
I think my favorite one is when Kevin joins the softball team for his wife's law firm. He's like a ringer and he like gets way too into it and like wants to be dropped off by a limo on the field and everything. That's my favorite episode of it.
He had a best friend too that was black.
He did?
Poor choice.
What? Hey.
There was conflict and resolution between them at times,
That
though.
was.
Almost as if it was crafted to fit into a 22-minute episode of sorts.
Hey, it's a third act story. Hey, what do you want? Forget about it, huh?
There's a formula to
There's
it.
you gotta have resolution. That's part of the script. Hey.
Is that how a writer does it?
Yeah, you gotta have 3 acts and then you gotta tell a story.
It's your voice crack.
I don't know. Hey, I'm trying to get to the Meadowlands, huh? Where's Patrick Ewing? He's gonna pass the ball to John Starks? I'm getting good at
Your story.
You mentioned-
accent.
Yeah. You work on those.
Trying to get to the climax here.
I'm trying to.
You work on those. I'll work on a class act instead of a third act.
Oh.
Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
Ooh.
Today, you know what, guys? They're at WashU Medical Center. That's at 4501 Scott Avenue. That's right down the street from
That
us. Maybe
is.
we'll sneak over there, grab some Buzzes ourselves. I think we're giving away $10 to Buzz's Hawaiian Grill for Fair or Foul today. Maybe you'll win as well. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Buzz's Hawaiian Grill will be at WashU Medical Center. Stop by, enjoy some poke, get the masubi. Cannot say enough good things about Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Is that a good pause?
No, I was pregnant.
What are we doing for Fair Foul, Gardner? This is an interesting topic.
Okay. It's Travis inspired.
Oh, wow. That's what I'm here for. It's crazy. Because I also have a character named Detective Charlie, and if you would like to support her as she heads on her journey to New York City, you're more than welcome to go to buyjack.com/Charlie, CHARLIE. Support the future. Hey, girl, read your book with your cute self. Read your book, girl. Don't let no man tell you anything. You get it, girl. Black girl magic. What?
Did you just say like 7 buzzwords from Twitter? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Queen.
Yes.
Oh, God.
All right, fair or foul.
Yeah.
As asserted by Travis Terrell, we are currently living in the golden age of television.
I made the point yesterday that We are indeed living in TV's golden age because I think if you go all the way back to, say, the first season of Oz on HBO to 2019, I think this would be considered some of the best television in the history of TV. We're talking about The Wire. We're talking about the Sopranos. We're talking about Deadwood. We're talking about Westworld. We're talking about Game of Thrones. That's just on HBO.
Did you ever see I Love Lucy?
I did.
Little House on the Prairie.
I did.
Brady Bunch.
I'm about to say, what else you got? I'm about to say that would be like another decade and a half later. You probably could have
As
made
the World Turns.
you could make an argument for maybe the 80s.
No.
You're talking about MASH. You're talking about Cosby
But there's already
Show.
like a golden age of television, isn't there?
Well,
Well, it's whatever he says it is.
thank you, Chris.
I mean, that's already been labeled, and it's because of it was live television, I believe. They were doing live shows.
So the original golden age is between the 1940s and 50s, which was the dawn of television shows, right? But this has to be the best time to be watching television.
Does oversaturation impact this being labeled the golden age of television?
Well, let's look at some of the shows in which you say are saturated on the market. Because
Blackish?
Great show.
No, oversaturated, you asked. Blackish?
I'm trying to see what shows, like, if you were to pick the top 25 shows.
Fresh Off the Boat?
Very good.
No. Saturated. Too much. Too many Asian-themed TV
Wait, what?
shows on these.
It's like only one. So I mean, just even looking at premium cable, look at the growth in premium cable. So I mean, the content would have gotten better because they are providing original programming.
Well, are there too many shows, I guess is what I'm saying, to choose from for a consumer who can become overwhelmed when trying to find exactly
I think
what
Gardner's
they want.
trying to Thanos snap TV shows.
No, I see what he's saying. I think my question is, I think if you told people you can watch the top 25 shows in the world right now, I think most people, if they had the time, would
Bob's
do
Burgers.
so and would be engaged to the point to watch following seasons afterward. So to be an actual follower of said show. I think that's more likely now than ever before. Because I think it is a ton of shows currently out on the market, but they're really good shows. Like, it's just not just throwaways. They're not just shows to be shows. Like, if you just even look at the Netflix originals, like, they haven't missed.
Oh, I'm sure they've missed.
Several get canceled on a weekly basis, I feel like.
What was the most recent
I
miss?
could research
Santa
it
Clarita
and
Diet?
throw it at you.
I got 3 seasons.
Still canceled.
Yeah.
How many seasons did you get?
I don't know yet.
I don't know if that's even an appropriate
Here's what I'm
insult.
saying is that there's so many out there, I don't even know what's out there. Like, I don't know what all, and it's not like I'm going to seek them out necessarily either.
And
That's
you are
true.
literally the worst possible test
Yes.
case I could think
yes.
of.
Yes.
All right, so currently,
That
according
is fair.
French scholar Alexis Pichard has argued that TV series are currently enjoying what he considers the second golden age.
Do it in a French accent.
Starting in the second golden age, and then I want some crepes. That's all I can do.
Okay.
Starting in 2000, so he's going to 2000 like we were. So he's got The Sopranos, 6 Feet Under, The Wire, Mad Men,
Perfect Strangers.
Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones.
Family Matters.
Go that far. They said Friday Night Lights, The Shield. So these are apex dramas and sitcoms.
Okay. Okay.
Notable people from the 2000s. So this is what we've got. We got Jon Stewart out of this, Judd Apatow, Aaron Sorkin, Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert, Larry David, Jordan Peele, Dave Chappelle, Alan Ball, David Chase, David Lynch, Kelsey Grammer, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Bill Hader, Chuck Lorre, Peter Dinklage, Shonda Rhimes, David Simon, Joss Whedon, Donald Glover, Louis C.K., Bryan Cranston, Elizabeth Moss.
I was wondering how long that list was going to be.
I skipped over a few. I even left out Vince Gilligan and Seth MacFarlane.
See, what's going on here, Travis, is you're making a statement, and you've given us reasons why you believe that statement to be true. But with any scientific claim, the claim itself and the data and research itself is not enough, is it? It must undergo a peer review.
Okay.
So we are peer reviewing
Okay.
your claims to attempt to either debunk them
Okay.
or make them settled science.
Okay.
So that's what's. I'm not trying to say you're wrong with this, but it needs to be picked apart and vetted
Yes, sir.
to see if it's true or not.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking these questions.
I appreciate the question. Thank you, sir.
Because you need to respond to
I
them.
do, and
you
I'm
need
wi-
to be able to support your claim.
Look, I'm ready to stand on my 2 feet. I'm willing to die on this mountain.
How many
because-
I,
cliches
I
you
actually
gonna
believe
throw at
that.
me?
I actually believe that. Yeah. Wait. Do you get here early and stay late?
Man, I'm gritty. I get in, and you put in my work, and
I
then
get here
out.
late and I leave early.
Can we make a T-shirt
Actually, I
with
like
the
that.
Travis Terrell face?
That should get my logo with the beard.
Oh my God!
Get
I've
in
never
late.
heard a more perfect.
Yes. In fact, thank you.
Oh man,
That's getting made today.
What are you guys talking about? I come back and pound burgers and then sit on the couch for an hour.
I get here late. I leave early.
You quit. I don't think you realize you're not bragging.
Yeah, if you just say it. Hey, no, say
you
that
say it
line.
confidently.
Yeah, say that line with confidence.
Hey,
You're
man,
right.
what you talking about, man? I get in
Travis,
late.
what's going on with work, man?
Hey, dog, you know me. I get in late and I leave early.
Okay.
Just
that's
like
a good
everybody
point.
else.
That's a good
Damn,
point.
man.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Especially if
oh,
you say it
that's
a little
something.
more mumbled and a little more. Can you urban it up 1 point?
Shoot, man, I'm up here. Dang, man, I'm just trying to get in early, stay late.
No, that's wrong. You did. Try it again. Try it again.
It
One
is
more time.
dyslexic feeling.
Come on.
Man, damn, man, I'm trying to get in late and leave early. Shoot.
No. Little more aggressively. I'm trying to get you out of it whenever you have to work at a enterprise in New York.
Look here, man. I like to get in late and leave early. Come on, man.
Say, why you always hassling a brother at the end of it?
Why you always hassling a brother?
I apologize, Mr. Terrell.
Oh, man, you shouldn't apologize. Just go vote for Obama again.
Wait, what? What's happening here? I'm not so sure I should be rewarding you for this now.
I don't know.
Let's try though.
Well,
But
you've
you
got
agree
your
with
new
you just
slogan.
agree with me, by the way.
What?
You just agree with me. You believe we're in the
I
zone.
agree that if you send an email to WAL at weareliveradio.com, you could win $10 to Buzz's Hawaiian Grill, and young Tommy will make sure you get your gift certificate.
Won't
Thanks
get
for playing.
Well, if you put a chair in front of it, I don't know.
Well, that's
Man, I was gonna get you. I was gonna get you, Robert, but you set that chair up 5 feet in front of me. So I'm just gonna. Ooh, you won this round.
so. Yeah, it's tough to disagree because it's kind of that perfect thing where our movie budgets and directions of studios drastically influencing what's available on what's now known as TV. Yes. Man, it feels good to interview yourself. I see why you've been doing it this whole
Very,
time.
very,
This is
convenient.
great. Wow.
It's efficient.
Am I a sex god? Yeah, probably.
See?
Right, yeah,
See,
there it is.
Because no one
Yeah.
else was gonna ask that question.
Exactly. Do I look doughy, but I'm a lot stronger than you'd think? Yes. Trying to think of other things. Could you be anything? No. Okay, I'm done now. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's really tough to argue because the technology is the best it's ever been, right? You got a bunch of people. You could argue classic stuff, like is anything going to be as good as Cheers? Like you could pick out the greats from each era and say.
And that's the thing. Here's
yeah.
here's the tough part. This
'Cause
is
good writing's going to win every time.
I'm going to use a baseball analogy here in a way.
Okay.
There's part of the reason WAR is used, wins above replacement,
Wins
right,
above replacement.
is because it's tough to compare eras to eras. You can only really judge people against their competition.
I had 700 home runs against Steve from the mechanic shop.
But
Yeah.
but
And you had
that's
10 years in the league with no black people in it.
But that's
as
who
we,
the
as
competition
we
Doesn't
noticed,
count, pal.
that could dilute the competition.
Just a little bit.
I don't know.
Just a little
Was
bit.
that
Name one good Dominican player. Just one.
Was that Jackie Robinson really any good? I mean, come on.
You show me one Cuban person who's ever done well at baseball from their country that's the size of Delaware.
So
Just one.
They use it in a way to attempt to measure what a player does against his competition, so you can try to compare from era to era.
Right.
It's difficult to do. You can only really measure yourself against your competition because things change, games evolve, technology evolves,
Yes,
habits
I'll
evolve.
give you that.
So it's hard to say this era, this era, this era, and compare it. It's more honest to have a conversation about either players from that era against their competition or shows from that era against their competition, I guess, or who they were paired against.
I would argue, yeah, I believe there with technology, you have me there in regards to comparing the different eras. But I would also argue that because of the many obstacles in front of consumers today when it comes to watching these television shows, that's where I say it's more of a better representation of a golden era, because it's so hard to get the attention of everyone in the room to be able to sit down and actually watch a show, invest time into it. These days, everyone's working more for less. People are working multiple jobs. They're taking care of their families, having to do more. So the idea of going to the movies or sitting down and binge watching is more difficult than ever, or to get into a show where back in the day, there were 5 networks and you can sit down and there was family hour and you all gathered around.
You had
so
mashed potatoes and scotch.
that's basically it. Think about how
And redlining.
like imagine like when they say the 50s and 60s, but that was the introduction of the television, and that was one of the most difficult things to get. So when people did sit down and watch television, they were really consumed with their shows. Where now,
I mean, access is there.
yes,
Access is not. It's definitely not as difficult.
True.
Because you're not even necessarily watching a television show on a television.
right,
You're
right,
watching it on
right,
your phone,
right,
you're watching it on a
right,
computer,
exactly.
you're watching it on a tablet, whatever it might be. Access is there. Access is different.
Very true.
And the reason I ask about the oversaturation, because from my standpoint, part of the reason I think I don't watch as much as I used to is because I don't, and maybe it's laziness on my part, but I don't like.
Yes.
I don't feel like trying to filter through all the shows and trying to figure out what I want to target, and then find a way to watch those shows, because they could be on Hulu, it could be on Netflix, it could be on HBO, it could
You guys
be
are
on
getting a little
Showtime.
peek into dealing with Gardner, by the
So
way.
it's like, you know what?
I don't know what button to push.
Guess what?
Stressful to sit there on my ass for an hour.
Yes, and guess what?
I'm with you, Gardner.
I'm just gonna watch Bob's Burgers.
You
again.
watch more
That's-
TV than anybody I know.
So that's how I end up watching Bob's Burgers reruns again. I
I don't
mean,
blame you.
so I find comfort in that, and I like a little bit of comfort there. I don't want to work for it. I feel like I have to work for it a little bit too much now.
Can I call you the Midcoast Media or We Are Live Comfort Czar?
Yeah.
Now,
You are
see,
very
now
czar-like in your approach.
See, you enjoyed it. See, this is interesting because I consider yourself an independent man. So you liked it when basically the networks told you when to watch a show and what to watch.
Here's what you must know about me. I'm conflicted all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
where
interesting
anxiety comes from.
Because it sounds like you found comfort in people telling you what to do.
I can't make a decision on what to eat at night. It gets
See?
there's
See,
anxiety.
that's interesting because you hate the man, but you don't mind the man giving you a little pat on the back.
Yes.
Okay.
It's difficult
That's interesting.
to deal with basic things on a daily.
Oh, I get it now. Chris is right. We're getting inside the mind of Chris Gardner, and
It's
we
a
are deep.
scary place
It
to
is.
be.
I am like Ant-Man right now. I want to get out.
And then I realize that, and then I sit on a park bench and dwell on it and try to think about it, and that takes you down another path.
Oh, no.
And let's pray to God. And that's why we thank God that there is no need for alcohol and other substances. Thank God. Because there's a lot going on in that brain of yours, Mr. Gardner.
Let's thank the Anunnaki, not God,
Oh,
okay?
Jeez.
Maybe one and the same.
Oh, here
My
y'all go.
creator.
Y'all
Ancient
always,
astronaut theorists
y'all always
say
blasphemy.
yes.
Yes, they do.
Did they ever say no? I think I watched
I
it.
don't think I've
I
heard
was
them say no.
I was passively watching a marathon one time, and I didn't. And I mean, like doing like housework. I don't think I heard no once in like a 3-hour back and forth.
It's a good melee question.
Oh man!
Do ancient astronaut theorists
Theorists
ever
say-
say no?
Please, will you tweet that, or do you want me to? That needs to go out.
you can
I'll
put
do
that
it.
out.
What's the show that it's on? Ancient Aliens.
Ancient Aliens, yes.
On the History Channel.
On the History Channel, Travis.
Could we
How?
get you to do your hair
Because
like that
it's
guy?
history. I don't know if I could get it kind of plucked out like that.
Well, that's your next
Giorgio
assignment.
Sokolis is who we're speaking of.
So close. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've got fair or foul out there.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
That's Robert Clotworthy, the narrator of the show.
Okay, good. That's exciting.
Follow him on Twitter, too.
I have a question. We've got Brendan Schaefer at 9 a.m. We have a Travu to get to for a very interesting topic. Would we like to do the Travu now or in the second hour?
We could do it now.
Okay. Travis, this seems like an interesting go that you've chosen.
It's time for the Travu. It sucks.
I love that John Lovitz line.
I'm always pleasantly surprised when I remember what hasn't opened. And that one did.
Just write it down.
I wish I could.
So for today's Travu, you know how it goes, people. Travis reviews something. He gives it. One to what's the you went up to 6 booties? You went up to like 9 booties for Beyonce or something?
I went up to I think I went up to close to nearly 10 booties for Beyonce. And the end game I gave an unofficial 7.5 booties.
Oh, unofficial.
Unofficial, because that wasn't part of the Travu. I just was happy to throw booties around.
Seeing as though you brought up end game, Billy Fat Pants is at Ronnie's right now for the Avengers, and some a-hole carved in TT was here in the seat in front of him.
I will not.
He's a top fan. He's
will
got a
not.
diamond by his
I
name.
don't need to comment on salacious accusations.
We have top fans.
And Billy Fat Pants is the top?
Jamie Warriors 84 was apparently the first one.
And they get diamonds next to their name?
Yeah.
I don't care for this.
Right?
I want to Travu the labels that Facebook are giving to our listeners.
You mean the
Diamonds?
intrinsic reward systems that we can't get away from and will now crave?
We need it.
No.
We need it. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share.
Organic growth.
You guys make me gross.
So what are you Travuing today?
Today I am Travuing.
No, you don't. You did the thing.
Anything is possible.
I got that new D-Bear GIF, too. But
Oh yeah, GIF.
Oh, did you want it?
Oh, you got it?
Oh,
Yeah, I
whatever.
have it.
He's gonna get another one out of that.
There you go.
Here's the new GIF. Oh wow, it's the Charles S. Dutton.
I like the Charles
in
S.
Notre
Dutton
Dame.
gift. Look at it. It's not bad.
What are your fingers doing?
I don't know.
Awkward. You have arthritis?
You know, I kind of want. I was hitting my hand, and I was hitting it at like a lot of force, and I didn't want to break my fingers.
Oh, that looks awkward. It really does look arthritic. Get that checked out.
He claims to be an athlete. Again,
Bowling.
that was kind of a
doesn't
rough
make you an
shot.
athlete.
Poor form does not back up your claim. Beef, Travis, beef. You remember
Chris,
that?
I think I'm going to Trevu your jump shot.
Yeah. His form.
We should go to a basketball court and we'll video it, and then I'll Trevu your jump shot.
Oh,
We don't have
man.
enough insurance at this company to be sending out.
Would he
Wanna
have
play
to
some
wear?
horse?
Would he have to wear his scooter helmet in case a ball came his way?
Gardner would definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then you would need like a good
Me?
8 pounds of bubble
Would you
wrap.
be embarrassed if you
Oh,
lost
bubble wrap,
a
yeah.
game of horse to me?
I would.
I
That'd be.
would.
That'd
I
be
would.
bad.
I would absolutely leave this country.
Although horse is the thinking man's basketball. Oh no! You know
that's
what I would
racist as hell. Why would I struggle in the thinking man portion of horse, Chris?
Oh no, it was more a comment at his rotund appearance than your racism. Racist
I think you and I should match
thoughts.
up in a game of horse.
Pig.
What do you think?
Travis,
Okay.
it's you see that's the thing. Can you call out? You can.
Listen here, man.
Left-handed shot.
As
Can
an
you shoot
African American
left-handed?
male, I
a
always
jump
know.
shot?
This is why I always wear basketball shorts underneath
Lefty,
my
did
jeans.
you hear that?
I always know there's somebody's out there that's going to try to. "Oh, let's play, Travis. Come on, I'll play you one-on-one for horse or pig or cat.
The intern
Don't
does
matter.
it daily.
I dunk on anybody's ass in this studio right now.
Have you ever dunked a basketball
I
on a
dunk
10-foot
on
goal?
anybody's ass in this studio right now. I said what I said.
That doesn't absolve you from the
So
claim.
we have to go to the school in South County off McKenzie that has like the 7-foot rim, so we can go dunk for you.
Got
I
it.
will ball out. That's what I do, baby. I ball out. And that's what I did last night at my hole in
nice.
the wall,
There.
NBC.
Oh, your local watering hole?
It is a watering hole of sorts. Now, I will not give out the address or any additional information.
You told me I'm not
because,
allowed there.
I believe it's there, but you won't find it on Google Maps. Let's put it that way. So I decided to try this delicious beverage. It's infused with, as you can tell, Hennessy.
And you chose to do it offline. You didn't want to drink it at 9 a.m.
No, I didn't think that was
Because you're actually
appropriate.
struggling from it today, are you not?
Oh, is that the crankiness I detected?
ain't no crankiness. It's just like I'm
just tired and not in a good mood.
It's like a bubble of sugar that's in my side of my gut.
I have a video of the drink being made.
Okay.
Oh
good.
boy, let's see
So
that.
you want to take a look? So you were at your local watering hole
Yeah.
Oh, you really were?
taking in anything as possible.
Anything is possible.
Okay. So now we need to see exactly what this drink is you were imbibing.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes, indeed.
So let's take a look. Why don't we?
Wow, putting it into a blender. You've got Hennessy being poured into ice. Music's distracting. Oh, orange juice and what was the other stuff?
Triple sec.
Triple sec. Oh, pineapple juice too. Music's interesting. Got another blender. Ice, Hennessy,
More Hennessy.
sweet. A liqueur of
Strawberry mix.
strawberry mix. Okay. Oh,
Welch's.
okay.
So you see the sugar, right? You see the sugar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Okay, now they're mixing both sides of it.
Well, we ain't done, my friend.
So they layer it.
We're layering it.
They're layering it with two different colors.
We ain't done, my friend. We ain't done.
With
There it
and they
is.
pour another bottle of Hennessy at the top. Huh.
Got to finish it off with
And
the
you
baby
say-
Hennessy on top.
And you say we're trying to kill you?
Who you think owns Hennessy, man? It ain't
Mr.
Tyrone.
Mr.
it ain't-
Hennessy?
Thank you, Mr.
Bob
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
Thank you, Bob Hennessy.
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Thank you. Kalamazoo.
May-
That's a pretty white city.
Yeah, I
Mayor
would think.
Hennessy. Mayor Bill Hennessy.
That is, yes.
He's the mayor of O'Fallon,
That's a
Missouri.
dope ass name, though. Bill Hennessy.
William. Willie Hennessy.
William.
Yeah.
Willie Hennessy.
So you
Ooh.
tried it. You went to a bar and tried it.
I went to a bar. I was like, oh, we get this a lot, which is surprising because it's generally black men and women over the age of 56 that go to this bar. So
What's the bar?
NBC. That's all I'm going to
It
give
sounds
you.
like my kind of place.
It is your kind of place, but it's like,
Don't go there.
yeah. It's like, hey, if you're there to like maybe
Drop off a delivery of napkins.
I'm looking for another watering hole.
I
Travis.
mean, if
Maybe
you
I
like,
could-
it doesn't like it has.
I can go in by myself, right?
Like they have like the South American soccer games on.
Yeah.
And I'm almost certain like there's no channel for that in the States, and so I don't know how they are able to get it.
I'll just go down there by myself. I'll drive my Fiat over there.
Right. Okay.
Or maybe I'll take a scooter.
Like
I'll take a scooter.
like they order their ice from Sonic.
Go to the Iceman.
That's the Ice Man.
I mean Sonic.
Yeah. Oh, you want a snack? Like
Is
somebody-
it kind of like
someone
that?
Yeah,
wanna,
that's- I like
someone
that.
to run to the gas station
They
and grab
got
you
coffee?
something?
They got any coffee?
And they'll run down the
They'll run
street
down
for
the
you.
Is it kind of like that guy I saw that was going to Jack's in the Box at 3 a.m. and they were like, "We'll make it if you go buy us some blunts." I mean, is it that kind of operation?
I won't confirm or deny any
Should
of
we
that.
send Tommy, our intern, in solo to this bar? Yes. Oh, an off mic response. I love it.
Does Tommy have family?
He does.
Does he have like a wife and kid?
Not yet.
Okay, well then, yeah, send him in.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah,
So,
he'll be fine.
do they have a jukebox?
There is a jukebox some nights.
Okay.
They play a little Dwight Yoakam on it?
There is no Yoakum of Dwight.
I'll
being
just
played. There's
walk-
no
as soon
Dwight
as I
Schrute.
walk in-
There's no Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard's been put into Dwight Schrute and Dwight Yoakam?
Yeah, he's in that category now.
Okay, what about Dwight from The Walking Dead?
Yeah, agreed.
Same.
I'll just walk in and play Al Green.
Okay.
That's the strategy.
Okay.
And then sit down.
And then pull out your pack of smokes.
The only thing
And ingratiate
is, but you
yourself.
ain't. But here's the thing: is you're 6 years sober, so you going in there is not gonna help because you ain't sitting in no black people bar not drinking.
They don't have any CBD seltzer for him.
I'll have a club soda. You can
Bubble
charge me
bubble
for-
water.
Charge me for the bubble water.
You better kiss Jess goodbye.
Oh boy.
I'll have menthols with me.
Okay, now that'll help. That'll get you out of a couple situations.
Yeah.
That's good. You may
So-
have to give a couple up just for parking.
So there's the. that's why I might scooter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
that's fair.
there's the setting. How is the drink?
The drink was quite potent,
Oh boy.
but very
In terms of alcohol? Or?
yeah.
Now, is it the type of drink that it's so sugary and flavorful, but with lots of alcohol, you don't realize how much alcohol you're drinking?
Yes.
Because that's how, like, the first time I had Jeremiah weed,
Oh,
that's
God.
how that treated me. Like, I didn't realize it until I got off the bar stool and was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is
So that's why you're dragging a little today.
I'd say I was dragging, but
You backhanded a janitor on the way into the building.
Daddy felt like a White Walker this morning.
Oh.
you had a lot of sugar
Sugar
and alcohol.
Toes tingly?
alcohol.
Or you just can't feel them anymore?
Man,
Did you get like
I
a
don't even
gas
know if I
bubble
have
from
feet.
it?
Do I have feet? Man, I did have a gas bubble.
Yeah, I hate that. You
You
have
just gotta walk around the house like with your booty in there, just like you walking like a little
No.
Tyrannosaurus Rex,
what?
and you just trying to
kind of
because
a
you're hoping the impact of your feet hitting the floor jumbles up the alcohol bubble and allows it to burst.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. So that's all right, man. I got a little left. It made
Okay.
a little something.
So anything is possible. What's the booty rating?
It was a very delicious drink. I enjoyed the setting in which it was in too, because everybody around the bar was staring at me as I was drinking this, because they were trying to figure out like what was going to happen with the mini bottle.
Yeah.
But of course, the more you drank, the
What was
more
the
bottle.
reaction from the crowd as you were?
Like, oh, baby, it's only Monday. And so people were like really concerned that I was starting my week off with that particular
Anything
drink.
is possible is a Thursday on drink.
I would imagine it's probably not a drink you want to order immediately
when you're gonna go anywhere the
after,
next
right,
day?
like, or just immediately, like, you know, everyone gets off work around 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was there around 6:30ish, 7. That's kind of like that's before dinner drink. That's a lot. Some people were concerned.
Were they intrigued by the concoction itself?
They were, because they saw this when they saw the little mini bottle come out. They were really intrigued because they saw all the Hennessy that went in, and so they were like, "Oh man, that's a lot of Hennessy." And then
Anything
you finish
is
it off
possible.
with another, and it's like, "Man, if you finish that, anything is possible." Whoa.
I give that anything is possible yell one booty.
Okay, that's fair. But I give the anything is possible.
Oh, hold on.
5 booties.
Respect that ass.
It is. Look, if it was any other day of the week, I probably would have been zooted and booted. Because it was Monday, that's why I kind of, it's a little bit rough for Papa Bear this morning. With that being said, it is a drink I absolutely recommend, and it should actually be your drink for the summer. That's how you should kick apart. If you're really trying to let everybody know in the bar what you about, that's what you do. You start your day off with
Show up
boom.
with my Dr. Dunk Adam Bertle shirt on.
Yes, you show up with that, and then, people are like, oh my God, look at that savvy dad, recently divorced, but now he's a gym
that how
teacher in
I'm looked at?
Pattonville.
That's how I'm
so
looked at.
he looks like he's about that life because he's drinking anything is possible. And when you finish it, Chris, you slam down the glass, you flick off the Hennessy bottle, and then you say, come on, you can do it. You can yell it too. You can do it. Yell it.
Anything is possible.
Kevin Garnett, you just won the NBA Finals, beating the Los Angeles Lakers.
Thank you, Jesus.
And
Anything is possible.
oh, you can do better than that. Come on, to the mic. Come on. This is going to get us to Marin. This is how we get to Rogan, man. If you do it, come on. You want to go viral. This is what Corolla's going to do if he wants to come back to St. Louis. You can do it. Come on, Chris. Chris.
Anything is possible. That did not feel good. I was very uncomfortable. I didn't find it to be fun.
Yeah.
And
Travis.
5 booties.
You do it again.
No.
Anything is possible. Pretty good, yeah?
Yeah.
Tommy, let's hear you. Come on.
Oh, no.
Come on, Tommy. You can do it.
Is he still drunk? That's good.
That's good.
You just do it, and then they leave you alone. It's like the crowd that you're just like, okay, I'll give it. Gateway powder coating. Anything is possible. Wow, he's showing a gif of Travis drinking another sugary drink with the wink. That, again, does Parkway North supply every piece of clothing you've ever worn? We did that. We were shooting some video the other day, and I was like, hey, man, maybe ditch the hoodie. He's like, yeah, I've had this on for like 3 videos, haven't I? Oh, another one. We're up to 7 gifts. But they're all different. I will give you credit. You're very Parkway North out in different apparel. Good for you.
And I only get half of them. I don't even get everything. I don't even get the baseball and football.
You only get
gear.
the ones that you can beat up the Jewish kids that wear your size clothes.
No comment.
At the at the synagogue open gyms you go to. Gateway powder coating. They believe anything is possible as well. GatewayPowderCoat.com. Fast, durable, affordable. Drop a line to Alex, Mark, and the guys. You can get anything metal powder coated there. Billy Fat Pants, he's a top fan. Travis, he won $100 just for clicking share and helping with organic growth. Gateway Powder Coating supports us, so you know what, Trev? You support them. That's right. Gateway Powder Coating, again, fast, durable, affordable. GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information.
Chris, another banner day in the city we live in, that is St. Louis, Missouri. We seem to have these type of discussions almost every 3 to 6 months in this
adding
town.
up, isn't it?
But of course, we've been following. We follow a lot of, I guess, the corrupt nature of politics in the state of Missouri. There have been several of those stories. Of course, currently Gardner is recapping from a year ago the story of the year involving Eric Greitens, the former governor of Missouri. Well, yesterday, a major indictment came down on St. Louis County Executive Steve Stenger. For those who live outside the St. Louis area, Steve Stenger is essentially the mayor of St. Louis County, to break it down. And he apparently was indicted yesterday, federal charges on pay-for-play politics. And he ended up resigning, though he did plead not guilty. He faces, I believe, each count comes with up to 20 years in prison. So I would imagine there will be some conversation. No way this gets the trial. But another major St. Louis political figure caught up in a federal indictment.
Why even join into the political race? Like it feels like it's
To take care
you
of
picked off, man.
Well, if you're going to do it.
But I guess everyone's playing that game, right? You're willing to take that risk because the reward's there.
Well, according to the report.
Or you could just not do it illegally.
That.
Why do they do it then?
Because I think, like most criminals, they don't think they're getting caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is just crazy, man.
And
it
it certainly speaks to the culture because this actually began, according to the report, the investigation basically kicked off less than 6 months of him taking the office as St. Louis County executive. So
does this appear to be? So he's pleading not guilty. He's got the best defense attorney in the land, Rosenblum. Does this appear to be?
I thought you were going to say Mark Garrigus.
Mark Garrigus, he's on the West
What
Coast.
if Mark
and East
Garrigus
Coast.
gets involved?
yeah, that's boy.
I've laid
Chris.
off of Garrigus. The whole, I don't know what's going on there, and I've found him to be very interesting. But yeah, I've had to. I'm gonna let things play out just a little bit.
That's a smart move.
Uh-huh.
849.
Yeah.
Chris designated Mark Garrigus as problematic.
Didn't say that. I don't use such words.
Interesting.
I don't use such words. But is this, from what you've seen so far, everything plays out in court, there's, this, that, the other. Does this look like real, or does this look like
it looks
he
real.
pissed someone off and they got him, like, mail fraud could be accidentally opening a piece of, like, I'm serious, I don't know anything about this.
You're not
Here's the
resigning.
deal.
You know what I'm- and you
I
know
know
what
what you're
I'm
saying, but
talking
you're
about.
not resigning. If you thought this was frivolous, if you thought that I have a chance to beat this, then you're not resigning the St. Louis County Executive, especially when you're on the verge of merging both the county and the city. At least there's momentum behind it. And at one point, the plan was designated for you to be the person over both the county and city. So even if you knew there was an idea that you can get out of this, you would fight it. The fact that he resigned lets me know that he's in deep. And a guy, you mentioned Rosenblum. Rosenblum is a very articulate guy in front of the media and very confident man. Coming out of that courthouse, he said nothing to the media. His Stenger's eyes were just down to the ground. Rosenblum said a few throwaways, But
Well,
but
and-
we tried to get some. We
Yeah,
actually
we tried.
we tried to actually get some questions out of Rosenblum because we were hoping
Some
that
answers.
we
We
had
asked-
some
we
questions. We
asked
went down to the
questions.
courthouse.
You two?
Gardner and I went down to the courthouse and we tried to see if we can get some
this a
answers
bit?
out of Rosenblum. Let's just look at the video.
I'm not going to comment any further. When's your next court date? Non-scheduled.
Why resign if you're putting it not guilty?
Steve, who ends up on the Iron Throne? Weird question.
I
Good
heard
question,
you guys
Travis.
recording this yesterday. It's way funnier.
Good question.
Tough to keep up with them.
Yeah. We were in the
You guys are walking past.
We're doing our best to keep up.
Steve, who do I contact about those potholes now?
Oh, okay.
Fair question.
What do
Good
you think of the
question.
headline sting operation? Yeah? You never
wow.
answered. Yeah.
So we did our best. We tried.
It took you guys
To
at
get
least
to-
half an hour to
Yeah, we tried to.
get down there and record that.
They were
Yeah.
close.
We did our best.
The courthouse isn't far from here, so
You
No.
guys are
And as-
real journalists.
And I'm saying, as
Yeah.
journalists, we're out trying to get the story. We're trying to get the answers
for
our
our
listeners
walnuts.
want. That's right. That's for you guys. This is what we do.
walnuts.
That was good.
So we have a county executive that's in deep, and I think this just speaks to the culture here in St. Louis, Missouri. And I know a lot of people who may be listening are like, well, we can say that about
here's
any
the key,
city,
here's
but
the key point with the court documents we saw yesterday. I think there are 44 pages.
yes,
It seems as at least one person, maybe more, was wearing a wire during this investigation.
You what now?
That's not
A wire.
Oh boy.
Because they have conversations or at least
Oh boy.
communication where they're specifically trying not to talk to a Post-Dispatch reporter, trying not to get certain information public, how they screwed up doing documents to cover up part of something, and they had to redo the documents, and that is on the record. So there's a lot of stuff they got. So that's why he's.
We have an
Here's
assessment.
my
ahead.
here's my question.
You
Because
did the work and got down there. I want to hear what you have
Yeah.
to say.
Because now I'm curious because I kind of want to go to a point that Chris brought it up. Why would someone do this, or why do people keep doing this?
When I say do this, I mean even involve yourself remotely
Right.
in public office.
Well, my thing is this: how severe is the punishment for these crimes? Because from what I've already heard, we said yes, each count comes with 20 years, but I've already heard probation for 2. Maybe he has to spend 6 months
Yeah.
in
do
prison.
you
So
want
I'm-
him in prison? Like, I don't know.
See, but
I'm
that's the
asking.
response.
But
But I'm
serious.
asking if a person has done, say he has done what he's been charged with,
Which is?
which is basically using taxpayer resources to enrich himself.
Oh.
So if he
And bribery.
and bribery. So basically, if you want this contract, you need to give me X dollars.
Don't you feel like it's a little like the NCAA? Like they're all doing it. It's
But
just a
that's my
matter-
thing.
it's
But
a-
but I
why-
think you answered your question.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be people who are just going to shrug their shoulders or give you a slap on the wrist. Because I'm trying to understand what Stinger is basically being charged with is what he accused the Dooley administration of time and again, especially in the lead up to his election. So my question is, how are you the guy calling out a previous administration when you were already in the process of setting up your own political apparatus to enrich yourself? So now I'm wondering, it has to be the culture, and they have to know that even if they are caught, that they're not going to lose much out of the deal, that they're going to still find a way to enriching themselves, and they won't lose a lot if they are to be caught. So that's what I think we need to look at how we're punishing people who are caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
I don't know. I guess we look at it different, like in terms of serving time for violent and nonviolent crimes.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing with these things, and it's usually not a second offense with what we see with these. It's the first time they're caught doing something.
Got
So
it.
it's-
Ever,
yeah.
maybe, in some instances.
So it's the
with
first
anything.
time they're caught. They're nonviolent offenders. Although you can say, "Hey, look," in a lot of these instances that are nonviolent, you say, "Look what you did to people. Look what you caused
Right.
to happen to people's
Right,
lives."
right.
That
It's just
in itself, like,
devastating.
and that's a fair discussion to have.
Right.
I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's definitely
It may
worthwhile
have
to talk
it
about
may explain sentencing guidelines.
Yeah, and So I think that's why we see it shrugged off from time to time. I think that's part of it.
I think it's also the system too, because
I think there's a lot of assumption involved with
the people
politicians.
the people handing out the sentences may owe a favor to somebody, may face something themselves, and you can't deny that if you're like, this could slide back the other way. Oh, I mean, you don't want to set the precedent too hard.
But like in this case,
it's very interesting.
But you look at a guy like Stenger, and you look at the nature of Missouri and St. Louis politics. What's to say in 2 to 3 years that Steve Stenger then is a lobbyist for a major firm? Like, my thing is, what does he lose out even by? He can resign, he can plead, which is likely to happen. Look, he lost his job. Fine.
He surrendered his law license.
And that may even be temporary.
Yeah, of course it will.
So you see what I'm saying? So it's almost like, hey, man, chill out for about, so the Eric Greitens play. Chill out for a year, maybe 2, lay low, don't do too much crazy, but you're going to be in a strong position in 2020, 2021 to still not only make a ton of money, but be involved in politics. There is nothing right now that discourages people from behaving this way.
Right, and I think to me, part of the frustrating part is like to see the responses continuously while these stories were being reported.
Right.
Like Jacob Barker of the Post-Dispatch, or even Tony Messenger, who recently won a Pulitzer Prize. Like he posted a tweet the other day about a story he did. He posted a tweet yesterday about a story he did in the past that Stenger reported or tweeted back at him pure garbage.
Right.
And it's all true.
It was all
but
true.
Like keep hearing like, hey, we're trying to figure out what's what here, the public, right?
Right.
And to keep hearing like when it's reported on that nothing, oh yeah, you can't trust any of these stories. When we see them documented as being true after the fact, because you're all a bunch of son of a bitch liars.
Right.
That what? No. We don't trust you. Is the thing, and then why should we? And this is another thing that, like, you're liberal, Travis, but it's hard for people to trust government because now we've had a Democrat and a Republican now here in the state of Missouri and locally. Let's use it locally. Democrat Steve Stenger,
right,
conservative-minded Democrat,
right,
and Eric Greitens,
right,
truly a whatever the F he was,
right.
He was a Democrat turned Republican.
He was an opportunist more than anything.
That's probably the best way to put it.
You can see it being labeled both ways, and both ways are lying, both ways how are we supposed to trust government. And when you're trying to sell government can help you, how do you make that message when this happens repeatedly?
But
you can take it to the national level. We're not going to that discussion.
But I see what you're saying.
You know what it is. Like, how can we, when all you do is the ones that are spotlighted and highlighted are the ones that are the most negative. That's how we are these days, right?
Right.
We don't see, we gloss over the good that anyone does.
Very true.
We just gloss because it doesn't grab our attention.
But I also think that we're looking at it. So we're looking
and
at
how does Better Together STL look? Like they were going to make this guy. They had no clue. They obviously had no intel, no
scary thing.
idea that this was happening, and they have people that are, trying to put something together. Good job by the feds on that.
But I keep bringing up the culture because just imagine the audacity to run a campaign for talking about your own personal transparency while calling out the corruption of the previous administration while setting up your own mechanisms to enrich yourself as soon as you put your hand on that Bible. Like, so it speaks to a culture that someone would feel that comfortable at calling out Chris's dirt while I literally have people behind a curtain doing the exact same thing. And so I'm wondering if the folks down in Jeff City and even on a federal level, what the Department of Justice can do with Congress in developing sentencing guidelines that are just as severe as, say, the way we treat drug dealers. Like, so I don't, because those guys know, even if they're caught, and a lot of these guys are always caught, they know that they're going to postpone their license or have to sign off their business, and they're no longer the CEO, or in this case, no longer the accounting executive. But in a couple of years, I'll be back and either better than ever or without missing a step.
Is it more effective for sentencing in terms of like going to jail or prison, or having to pay fines that are exorbitant?
Or
is it the people like this? Does it hurt them more to just take all their money away?
That's a good question. That's a good question, and I know
Because that's what you want.
I know that's a slippery slope.
Let's get to, let's get to our human nature.
I want jail time.
Okay.
I want jail because
I'm asking because let's get to what our human nature is. We want them to suffer. We want vengeance. That's what we want, right? Okay.
Yes.
Does that solve the
so
problem?
let's be honest about what we are actually looking at here. We want some vengeance.
I think
so if that's what you want, which of those is better? I guess. And you're saying the jail time, prison time, just because maybe it's an optical thing. Yeah,
I think
look, these people
want other
can
people
go.
to
I think rich white men can't handle prison. And they will tell the rest of their rich white friends, this is miserable. This is horrible. I don't get my Grey Poupon. I don't have a nanny.
You can't really.
But look, we can even.
1990.
Are you a fan? You're a fan of Billions. What is the thing that freaks out hedge fund managers the most? The idea of spending more than 1 week in prison.
But
so if these guys know they're not
going to.
That's another conversation we can have.
I mean,
put those.
Look at remember we talked about Chris Correa. He's not going to prison.
True.
He's going
but
to
if Chris Correa had
camp
to,
out.
if he had to go to Sing Sing, if Chris Correa had to go to,
But then should Sing Sing exist?
if it currently exists for a certain types of criminals, why wouldn't it?
Do you want it to keep existing? Because you're fighting one fight and then you're adding to it on
What
the
if
other
you
end.
reopen Guantanamo Bay but only house politicians there?
Ooh.
Hey! You want to clean up politics? You want to clean up politics?
It doesn't sound very ethical on my end, but I tell you what, if I ran on that, I'd get some votes.
Look, there are people currently in prison on lesser charges. And so my thing is, you're talking about the drastic effects that you're going to have on people's lives. So you're talking about the people who caused the 08-09 financial crisis, people who devastated families across the country. We're talking about bankers who knew they were shortchanging
I've
customers.
seen The Big
who
Short.
knew. You've seen The Big Short. So you know these folks who have been drastic. And there are people who lost wives, lost their children, lost jobs. They lost a lot in that. And so you're telling me that person doesn't deserve to be spending 10 to 15 years in prison as for like a rapist or a person who's committed manslaughter? You ruined someone's life purposely. So you should face the music. And I think these guys, these politicians know that because it's nonviolent and there isn't a body, that they know, oh, worst comes to worst, man. You're going to spend a couple years in low security prison. You have good behavior, and you're going to have good behavior because you're in a minimum security prison. You're just in there with a bunch of
yourself.
Yeah, so you're not going to, no one's walking around with shank to protect, ain't no gangs. So you're going to get off in 12 months, and because you know a guy that's still in the system, you're going to be a consultant, you're going to be a lobbyist, you're not going to, and you're still going to be bringing in 6, possibly 7 figures.
What are you going to do to fix it?
I am going to vote Democrat again.
Well, that seems to be working now.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
You should introduce a booty rating system to crime. To crime.
I thought you were going to say in prison.
Oh.
I was going to say, watch it there.
Hey, take it easy. That'll do it for the first hour. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with KMOV's Brendan Schaefer on the video feed live from Dallas. Quick break. We'll be right back.